Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Thanks for joining me. Do you love Tabac? Do you love Rouge? Well, you might like this one. Tabac Rouge from the house of Phaedon. Stay tuned to FM. Tabac Rouge isn't a new release, it came out in 2013, but it's new to me, or it's new to my collection anyway. Notes are benzoin, cinnamon, ginger, honey, incense, musk and tobacco. I picked this up recently in Lisbon from an excellent perfume store called Skin Life. If you're ever in Lisbon, or if you live in Lisbon, then you must visit Skin Life. It's fantastic. They'll really look after you, and great selection of fragrances. I first smelled this in Bloom Perfumery in Covent Garden in London, and I was smelling lots of different things. And as I was going around that shop, it really just stood out to me as a scent that was really for me. I love tobacco scents anyway. Tobacco is one of my favourite notes in perfumery, and it just smells so smooth and sweet, but perfectly balanced as well. So I knew that I wanted to pick this one up at some point. So when I saw it at Skin Life in Lisbon, I didn't hesitate, I went for it. On first spray of this, you get a gorgeous honeyed tobacco. It's super smooth, really pleasing. There's also a hint of vanilla in this. There is benzoin, and benzoin can provide a scent that is reminiscent of vanilla. It's not as strong as the honey or the tobacco, but it is kicking around a little bit there in the background. So this has been compared to a very famous and well-loved Tom Ford fragrance from the private blend, that is Tobacco Vanille, and yeah, it is pretty similar, I will say that, but I'd say you get more honey from this than you get from Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille is obviously more vanilla, but you also get those spiced nuances, you also get the cinnamon that's present in Tobacco Vanille, but that is a much louder and brasher scent than this one. This is more refined, just a little bit more reined in, and not as loud as Tobacco Vanille. So for people who think Tobacco Vanille is maybe just a bit too loud, a bit too brash, then Tabac Rouge could be a great option for you. So I talked about the spices in this. You get a lovely sweet spiced accord. There's cinnamon, there's ginger. Neither of those two notes outweighs the other. They're both really nicely balanced. In fact, I would say all the molecules inside this bottle are just perfectly blended and really nicely balanced. The honey is, to me, one of the most prominent notes in this, but it doesn't completely take over the fragrance. It just blends in really well with everything else. Another of my absolute favourite tobacco scents is Naxos from Xerjoff. The honey, the tobacco in there are just exquisitely blended. It is a much louder fragrance than this one. It's a beast performer. It can be a little bit too much for some people, as can Tobacco Vanille, but I would say Naxos is even brasher than Tobacco Vanille. For example, my sister thinks Naxos is a little bit too much for her. Gets right to the back of her throat. She finds it a little bit too sickly. I mean, I think maybe if someone oversprays something like Naxos, then that is going to have that effect. So for a fragrance that is performing as massively as that one, then maybe just 1 or 2 sprays would suffice. But it is a much louder, brasher fragrance than Tabac Rouge. So if you've had that same experience with Naxos and you're looking for something pretty similar, that is also refined, that is also very niche, that is also very elegant, then I would say Tabac Rouge would probably tick that box for you. So because this one's a little bit more reined in and a little bit more refined, this could work really well in any number of situations, but I think it could work really well as a work scent because it's not too loud and too assertive. Then it would work nicely in an office situation because it wouldn't be projecting out too much. It wouldn't be giving a sweet, cloying scent to those around you who have to sit by you all day. So it could work really well as a work scent. But for me, this one would excel as a formal occasion scent, as a date night scent. This is one of those special scents that people will smell around you, it will project, but it's not going to be too in your face. It's a little bit more subtle than that, so it is detectable. It probably will garner a few compliments, but it's not going to really annoy everyone in a 1 mile radius. This is an eau de parfum concentration, and I find the performance to be excellent on this. I'll get a good 2 to 3 hours projection, and then it's a skin scent for 10 hours plus, and it doesn't just become a faint skin scent, it's still quite a strong skin scent, so you're going to get your money's worth out of this scent. And that brings me on to the price. So in the UK, I think you're looking at about £112 for 100 ml of this juice, and I'm not sure where else you can buy it from. There may be other places, but I do definitely know you can pick this up from Bloom Perfumery, so you can call into the store in Covent Garden in London. Fantastic store, I'd recommend it if you haven't been, or you can order it online from them. There will be a bit of shipping added onto that. So all in all, for a really nicely composed, a really nice blended niche fragrance, £112 for 100ml is not bad value. The other thing to mention is that this is a unisex fragrance. It would work equally as well on a man or on a woman. In terms of the age of the person who would wear this, I'd probably say someone 25 plus. It's not really a young person's fragrance. It's not got that loud brashness about it. This is a bit more reined in, a bit more refined. So 25 plus I think is a reasonable age. In terms of when to wear this, well, I think you could wear this at any time of the year because it isn't loud like Tobacco Vanille or Naxos. I think you could get away with wearing it in the warmer months. But for me, this one would excel in the autumn, in the fall. So we're kind of just getting into fall. It's September now, leaves are beginning to fall off the trees. It's noticeably a little bit cooler in the air, so I've started wearing this one a little bit more. So autumn, fall time, it would be superb, but you could also wear it in the spring or in the winter as well. So it's a pretty versatile fragrance. So to sum up, this is a gorgeously smooth, superbly well blended tobacco fragrance. It's elegant, it's refined, and I'd say it's probably in my top 5 tobacco scents. Okay, that's enough from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this fragrance has been on the market for a few years, so if you own this or if you've tried this, let me know what your opinion is. Is it in your top 5 of tobaccos? Is it maybe your number 1 tobacco? Let's have a chat. Leave some comments down below. It'd be great to hear from you. So until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good. Really loud, it makes no apologies for itself, but it is exquisite. So even though there's a wasp right in front of my face, do I carry on? Get out of it. Go on. Wasps, tractors. Go on. Piss off. The honey and the tobacco in that, f off. Go on. Go on. It's after the honey. Perfectly blended and it's just an exquisite scent. F off.